That's a really cool video. So tonight, can you guess what we're talking about?
Waiting.
Waiting. But I'm gonna wait to talk to you till you're done talking. You ever said okay? Go to the back of the room right now. That's completely no disrespect. If you said it, I know someone said it. You know and God know who you are. Waiting. Man, we spend a lot of time waiting. Do you know the average person spends up to 3 years of their life waiting in line? You spend a third of your life sleeping, which is waiting to wake up. Waiting. We spend half. Now you got to think about that. Like I said, that first statistic. 3 years. You sit there and think you have been standing in line. By the time you die, you have stood in line for 3 years solid. Somebody do the math. Think about 365 days times 3. Think about how long that is. How much time that's wasted out of your life because all you're doing is waiting. I had 2 ways to go with this tonight, and I've been praying about it, and I want to kind of include them both together, but I think of a lot of us coming off this cardboard seat need to hear this, and a lot of us need to keep going. A lot of us realize that we think we're doing stuff. We think we're constantly moving. We think we're constantly going forward. When we're waiting, we're sitting there waiting for someone else to do it. There's always that one person that you know needs Jesus. But you're like, I'm going to wait and see if anybody else talks to him. There's always that one person that goes to the altar and prays. But you're going to praise for the other person. But you're going to wait till that one other person goes up there before you go up there. Same way with lifting your hands. You're not going to stand up in church and lift your hands. And I see it because I do it too. I sit down and I wait and I look around. I'm like, am I going to be the first to stand up here? But I wait. But have you ever noticed that usually when you're waiting on something, you spend a lot of time in one place, you spend a lot of time waiting, that you miss out on all the important stuff? Do you ever realize, like, let's look at it as Six Flags. That's the best illustration I can think of. How many of y'all been to Six Flags? How many of y'all been to amusement park, period? Carnival, amusement park. Okay, while you're standing in line waiting for that ride, that's going to be so awesome. You can't help but think in your mind that there's 50,000 other rides I could be doing right now and having fun, but I'm having to stand here and wait on this one ride. Because it's the most important thing to me right now. It's the most important thing going on in my life. I'm waiting. I'm standing in one spot waiting to get on this awesome ride when I know there's about 10 other awesome rides, 50,000 whatever other awesome rides I could be riding on right now. And you think about how much joy you get out of riding each ride and how much joy you get out of doing it. Do you realize that while you're waiting, all this other fun stuff is going on? While you're sitting there waiting to do something, all this other fun's going on, and you have no control over it. Or at least you don't think you do. I hated that. I hated going to Six Flags. We have all day long. I wait an hour to 2 hours to ride one ride. I get to ride about 3 and I have to go home. When I could have ridden a bunch of other rides if the lines had been shorter, if this had been like that, if that had been like that. And that's what a lot of y'all are doing, and that's what a lot of y'all are thinking about, because you're missing out on a lot because you're waiting for that one thing. You're waiting for that one ride. You're waiting for that one person to step up and talk to your friend about Jesus. You're waiting for that one person to step up and open the door for you so you can go right on in there and enjoy it. Well, all around you there are people who are hurting. There are people who are upset. You got friends who are going through stuff. You got friends who, you know, there's one friend of yours, there's one specific person in your life you're praying for that's hurting, and you're praying just for them, and you got people coming around you saying, you know what, I'm hurting too. Well, I'm waiting. I'm going to pray for them. I'm waiting. God's really moving on my spirit, guys, and tonight is something different than what I planned, and I kind of want to get back on track to what I planned a little bit, but a lot of y'all do that in here. A lot of y'all sitting here and you wait. You wait to see how your friends are going to act beside you, to see how you're going to be. You wait to see how that one person's going to do it. And if that one person does it, then you do it. My question to you tonight is, why are you waiting? Why are you sitting there trying to do what other people are trying to focus on that one thing when there's all this other stuff going around you? This weekend you show the ones who came to Cardboard City, the ones that woke up and realized they're not going to sit at home and wait for someone else to help them out. Wait for someone else to feed somebody. Wait. They didn't want to wait. They came to Cardboard City because they knew that there was someone's hurt. They didn't say, well, I'm going to pray for the homeless, but I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to wait for someone else to do this. And so they sat at home. And I know some of y'all had other things going on in your lives, but there's plenty of opportunities out there to do stuff. But a lot of y'all sit at home and just wait. Wait for someone to come. You wait for me to come up with a big to-do thing to do something. A big event to give to people. So I think that's all I'm going to talk about waiting tonight. I just wanted to kind of do that. It's kind of a side note, but that video just made me think, did you see out there how that guy, he walked out and everything that he saw, he walked by? He saw a guy stressed. He saw someone abused. He saw a whole bunch of people, and all he did was walk by because he was waiting on someone else to help him out. He was waiting. Standing in line waiting for that one moment to do that one thing that he thought he had to do when everyone else around him was messed up. Waiting in line for that one thing. But what he didn't realize is that he could help and he could change it if he just had stopped right then and said, do you know Jesus? Do you need some help? And he walked through and he saw all these things, and I believe in his mind he could kind of feel it and sense the Spirit. So he goes back and he realizes that it takes more than one to do it. It takes more than just himself. It takes a collective group of people. And he realized he had walked out because he was waiting for all those people sitting down right there to go do it. So he didn't have to. Yeah, then I'm going to change it to something else right quick. At the end of that video, he goes back in, and it grips me because he walks into that church and he realizes that all those other people are waiting too. They're sitting inside their church. They're coming here on Wednesday nights. They're coming on Sunday mornings, and they're sitting there and they're waiting for that one moment, for that one homeless person to walk in, for that one thing to happen. When all around them, there's people who need help.